Salute, 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 salute. Bow. What it is, what it do, what's happening. It's Nocturnal Thoughts, man. Boxing After Dark. Look, everybody really want to talk about whether or not Manny Pacquiao would have won or lost against Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? On my platform, I've never got so many hateful comments as what I got when I came to the defense of Errol Spence after he had his eye injury. I seen so many people talking about he was a duck, quack quack. He's a coward. He's afraid. He seen what Manny Pacquiao was doing in his sparring, and then in his sparring, he was getting beat up left and right. You know what I'm saying? And he was no way he was going to beat Manny Pacquiao, so he ducked away. He was scared. He was a coward. Blah 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 blah. And when I made my video where I said this man most likely, damn near 100% in my mind, had no signs of ever, um, ducking out of a fight like that. Showed nothing but a warrior mentality in my eyes. Is ducking out on Manny Pacquiao. I never got so many more hateful comments. The only time I made a video that got is equally amount of hateful comments is another video I made a while back where I was saying why people hate on Errol Spence so much. That was a long time ago. Third to that was maybe a video I made taking up for Deontay Wilder. So people got a problem when I say something positive about Deontay Wilder. When I say something positive about Errol Spence, people got a problem with that. But this is the worst it's been since I've been making content where I said something positive in regards to Errol Spence in his defense that I don't think he was a duck. And I got bombarded and flooded with a bunch of people with to me, a low IQ mentality, telling me I don't know nothing about boxing, telling me Errol Spence is a duck. You know what I'm saying? And it went on and on and on. And on different platforms I would watch, it still was the same ridiculous conversation. And it's still to this still. Even after Manny Pacquiao loses to Yordenis Ugas, I still see a few people trying to hold on to this idea of a conspiracy, of a setup, of Errol Spence ducking out. And anytime I watch an interview with Derek James, you can still scroll through the comments and see people talking about, you know, Derek James protecting his fighter because he knew Errol Spence was afraid and he was scared and all this blah 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 blah. So I seen some people that's more diehard Errol Spence fans go crazy on Manny Pacquiao, Pac-tards, blah 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 blah. Like I said, I refuse to go down that route. That's just not my style. I'm gonna give it from my insight how I see that fight. My assessment is hypothetical. First of all, this will be a hypothetical conversation because we will never know how the fight between Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence would have went down. I'm sure it's gonna be plenty of haters that's gonna hear that and say, "Oh, he would have got his ass beat." Blah 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 blah. Styles make fights, and Manny Pacquiao was training for him, and he wasn't prepared for Yordenis. Fighters stay ready. They stay ready. You can switch out opponents. Yes, that's a factor that makes a difference, but that's not a determining factor. A fighter that's ready is ready. Period. Point blank. Always. And when I look at that fight between Manny Pacquiao and Yordenis Ugas, if I take out Yordenis Ugas and put in Errol Spence, the way I honestly see that fight going, hypothetically, I still feel like Errol Spence would have been victorious. In what fashion? In what fashion? That's the only thing that you would really have to be theoretical and hypothetical and really use your imagination because you just never know. You know what I'm saying? But would have Errol Spence won that fight against Manny Pacquiao? Hypothetically, I still would lean towards him. But at the same time, we don't know. I don't know the how his injury affected him. You know what I'm saying? Probably during sparring, but that seemed like it was an accident that was right around the corner from happening. And you never know if Errol Spence would have came into that fight um, without the injury and maybe got hit by Manny Pacquiao and the injury occurred in the second round in the fight, how that fight would have played out. Manny Pacquiao could have won against Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? Like, Yordenis Ugas did not come out of the fight against Manny Pacquiao. Yordenis Ugas did not come out of the fight against Manny Pacquiao unscathed. It wasn't like it was a blowout. It wasn't like it was a complete domination. Manny Pacquiao still showed a lot of glimpses of Manny Pacquiao. He still showed speed. You know what I'm saying? He still showed his ring IQ, his boxing IQ. Also, he showed his age. He showed that his legs. He told everybody after the second round his legs really start to betray him. They start to cramp up. So he lost his mobility. He lost his explosiveness. In his prime, he would have been able to, you know what I'm saying, jump in and out of there and outbox Yordenis Ugas probably pretty easy. But at the age of 42, with a 2-year layoff, he found that his conditioning wasn't where it needed to be, and his legs cramped up, and he was basically not able to get past the long arms of Yordenis Ugas. So possibly him fighting against Errol Spence, if he would have caught Errol Spence with the right punch and damaged his retina, which to me seemed like it was an accident that was bound to happen, either in the ring or in sparring. It would have happened because that's how life is. He could have hit Errol Spence in the eye, had that damaged retina. Errol Spence could have went back to the corner doing that, came back out, and would have not have been the same fighter, not being able to make the adjustments, and Errol Spence may have been able to, Manny Pacquiao may have been able to win that fight. That's a possibility. But when I look at it, and I hypothetically look at it, I say the chances of that are slimmer than the chances of Errol Spence imposing his will on Manny Pacquiao, using his you know what I'm saying, his age to his advantage, and towards the, you know, second half of the fight, being able to walk Manny Pacquiao down, punish the body, and break him down, and possibly stop Manny Pacquiao. So when I see if Errol Spence would have been able to be healthy to take that fight and no eye injuries, I feel like Errol Spence would have beat Manny Pacquiao in a worse way than Yordenis Ugas was able to beat Manny Pacquiao. Now, if Errol Spence would have been 100% healthy with no eye issues at all whatsoever, and he would have went in there strong and everything, like he was against Danny Garcia, or even the way he was against Kell Brook, then I see he would have probably stopped Manny Pacquiao. If he would have had a performance like he had against a Mikey Garcia or Sean Porter, I think he would have beat Manny Pacquiao with a decision. You know what I'm saying? And this is no disrespect to Yordenis Ugas. To me, he doesn't have the type of boxing style that I gravitate towards. You know what I'm saying? He's not aggressive enough. He's not elusive enough. He's just, his style to me, I like him as a fighter, but I don't like his fighting style. It's not just, you know, it doesn't catch my attention the way other, like Manny Pacquiao used to in his prime, or the way Virgil Ortiz or Boots Ennis or Canelo Alvarez. You know, his style to me is somewhat awkward, and his punches are sort of stiff and telegraphed, but at the same time, you know, he's great at keeping a good distance and using his jab and doing some body work. I would, you know, look, not to get off topic, but just to be plain, simple, and clear, I think Errol Spence against Manny Pacquiao, hypothetically, if Manny Pacquiao would have been in the same shape he was in that he was against Yordenis Ugas, which that would have been the case, and Errol Spence would have been in the same shape he was in, training for this fight, minus the eye injury, he would have won in this fight, and he would have won against Manny Pacquiao, possibly by stoppage. If he would have occurred an injury to his eye in the ring against Manny Pacquiao, he might have actually lost that fight. But we'll never know. It went down the way it went down. Yordenis Ugas came out victorious. Manny Pacquiao is showing all kinds of class and respect to the sport of boxing and showing you how to be a real man. And to be honest, the only thing I know from all of this as a fact is Errol Spence isn't a duck. And the PBC and Al Heyman didn't come up with a conspiracy theory to string Manny Pacquiao along for 2 more fights in order to re-sign with Fox. To me, that is evidently clear that there was no fix, no setup, no conspiracy, no faked eye injury, and no duck. Just boxing and life, and shit happens to real people that's really out there chasing their dreams. People that's really out there chasing their dreams, they know they got to go through some fire. People that's sitting home in their mama's basement, you know what I'm saying, with computers and games and video games all around them and ain't really got out into the real world, they have no idea what it's actually like to be a real person out here dealing with real life. And I would say I feel sorry for them, but I absolutely don't. Y'all do y'all thing, I do my thing. But I guarantee you, the ones that be talking all that crazy, disrespectful stuff, they'll never come up to you and say it man to man, face to face. They just type it on their computers. You know what I'm saying? And that's a joke. That is a joke to me. So all the little hateful comments, they just motivate people like us. That's all they do is make us stronger. So carry on. Nocturnal Thoughts, man. I appreciate y'all time. Till the next time. Salute, 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 salute. Bow. Gone.